creating a contact table, then we'll now use the external styling to do our styling. So what we'll do, we just come here to our training, then we'll a folder, then we create a file under it. We create the file that we want to create. Let us call it post.html, and you press enter to bring out the file. Uh, Once we do that, then the next step we take after you have created your file is to call forth your template. And I told us how to do the template, to call it automatically. You place your hand on your shift key, and the second finger will be on your key that shows number 1. You press it and it gives you this. Then you press enter to get your template. Then immediately you get your template, we can now start creating the form. Unlike the last two previous chapter that we created a div, for this case we'll just go ahead and create the form. So now we do this and you say form, rm form, then you press enter. In between the form you now call what we call a field set. Say FEILD, field set, press enter, you come, then inside the field set you call what you call an attribute called legend, LEN. You call the legend like this, and in between the legend you type the title of the form. I want to call it what, contact form, contact FORM form. Once you do that inside the contact form, you press enter, and now we begin to create our form. Now inside the contact, I want to create some elements. I want to create for the name, for email, for phone, date of birth, just to know how all we need for a contact form. So I come and I say input type like this. I say an equal to, and then I say text ext. Come here, I say name equal to, I call it name. Then I come here, I say placeholder, and I say enter name, enter full name, full name. I do this and I say BR. I want to give it to BR this time, no HR, and another BR. Come here, and I want it to be required that whenever you want to fill it is required that you must fill the form. Then from the next one, I come here, I do another input type, and I say equal to this one. Now we are trying to call the email, MAIL, email, and we give the name to be email. And the placeholder, we say placeholder, but the placeholder I want to say enter email, enter email, and we also want to make it required. Enter email, MAIL. Want to make it required, and we give it what, close it, and give it our BR and another BR. Now we have so many input types to type, so we can just do, to make it fast, we say copy. Then once you do that, you come here, I put you say Ctrl V, and here for the Ctrl V. Now after the email, now we want to do phone, so we come here and we say phone, text here the xt, then we come here and we say phone, PHONE. Then for the placeholder we say enter phone, enter PHON phone, NUMBER. Then sorry, I made a mistake here. The required is not supposed to be in the same here, so I've corrected the mistake. So now we go to the next one. We come to the next one here, and you say enter control, and you say Ctrl V. Now after the email, we want to enter the gender. So for the gender, we use a checkbox instead of an email. Say check box, which is use a checkbox. And for the email here, we come for the name, we say gender, 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 and there will be no placeholder for the gender, but rather we'll use a value. So we'll now say value, and we say what, male. We'll come here, we'll say male, we say male, M-A-L-E, and we'll now come outside to say checked, H-A, we say checked. Then we remove this BR because you know we have male and female. You remove that BR and come and do another input type again. So say Ctrl V. Now outside here you put male, M-A-L-E, male, and here too you come here and give it gender checkbox H. We give it a checkbox and we come here. I will say name, gender, and here we'll give it a value too, just like we did for the male. We say VALUE value, and we say female. We say female, 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 and you know the spelling for the value here is not VL, so you say female, and you come here and you put female, FEMALE, female. Then after the gender, the next one we want to do after the gender is is our date of birth, and we come and we say Ctrl V. We come here. The type we want to use now is now date, DATA, date, and we come and we give it here. The name should be what DOB, that is date of birth. Then we don't need a placeholder. We don't need a placeholder. We don't need a placeholder for the date of birth. We don't need we come and we remove the required here and put like this. Then we just say date of birth here, the date of BIRTH, date of birth. Then after the date of birth, we come and want to do a text area where we'll put our address, and we'll come and we'll say Ctrl V again, and we'll now say the text area, TEX text AREA. That is what we normally use for our address. You can then after that you can now type a text here, TEXT. Then you come here and the type, you can type maybe address or message depending on what you want to use in your database. MASS, let me see, I say address, ADDRESS instead of message. Then I come into the placeholder, I come and I do this. In the placeholder I now say I want to say enter contact address, enter contact ADDRESS under contact address. Then I come here, I want it to also be required. Then I come and I end it with what? A text area. Since I started it with a text area, I end it with what? A text area. So now immediately I end it with a text area. I come and I say input now. Now I want to now do bring in what we call an option or a select box where we will be given an opportunity to choose what we want to appear in that box. So what I do here now, I now do what we call a label like this, and I close it like this. And inside the label, I want to now do a select, SELECT, select inside the label, and inside the label, and I say select name. Let's say name, and I do this, and say maybe say select name, and I say schools. Let's say this so that we'll be able to select the schools that you attended. SCHOOL schools like this, and once I select the schools, I come and I close it like this, and I do this. The select statement now is now I now begin to put my options inside. OPTIONS option, and I close it like this. Then inside the options, I come and I place a value, VA. I place a value and I say equal to. Then I can say the name of maybe an abbreviation of the school that I went to. I can say maybe DM means maybe I want to say Diamond Mines. DM, I say Diamond Mines. Then I come here and I place DIAMON, the Diamond MINEM Mines schools, SCHOOL schools like this. Then I also want to make it fast too, so I come, I copy this like this. I say Ctrl C. I come here, I put for my grad school, for my higher education. Then here now I can put what I want to put here is CDSS, which is Command Day Secondary School. That was the secondary school I went to. This Command COMMA and the Command DAYD SECONDARY, Samandi Secondary School. Then for here I went to a higher institution, we call it Lagos State Polytechnic, is in Nigeria, LASPO, LASPO. I call it the Lagos State Polytechnic, one of the best schools we have in Nigeria. And I say LAGO, Lagos STAT State, POLY Poly, TECH. NIST, Lagos State Polytechnic. Then after that, I now do the last one that I want to do, so that we'll be able to pick an option of what we want to do. I now say value. Inside the value, I just put the maybe Lagos State LASPO. I put this LASPO, and I now say come and I say selected, SELECT, selected, and I come here. Once I say selected, I now say choose a school. And now say choose a school, CHOO, choose a SCHOOL, choose a school. Once that is done, I now come, the last thing I will do here now is now I want to come and now do my input type. I can come here and I now say the input type. Let me just put Control V and I say sorry, say input type. I say submit, SUBMIT, submit a name, do this, and I say SUBMIT, submit, and I now say value. I say value. I say value A. I say value. I now say send. Information, send information, and I come here, I close it. Once I close it, now it is set. Everything I have done now is set. So let us go and check in the browser and see how it looks like. So I come here, I do this, and I say reveal in Explorer. Once it has been revealed in Explorer, I click through here, and now this is what I have done so far. I have revealed it in Explorer, but now I want to there are some little changes I have to make, and see that the male and the female has a small box, but the male has an input type, so I have to go and check and make correction to it. I'm coming, I'm trying to open it, I want to open the VS Code now, and I go to where we have the male, the gender, and I say check, CHECK, it's an input type, checkbox, gender, value, male, checked, input type, and I say check CHEC. I didn't spell it very well. The checkbox was not spelled very well. That is why it was giving us that option. So I now go back to check if it is okay. Now you can see that it's okay. So now we want to do our styling, which is the major thing we are going to be doing here. So now we are doing actually external styling, and now for us to do an external styling, we have to create an external file outside our post.html. So for us to do that, you come here now to the training, and first of all, you can create a file straight, or you can create a folder. Let us create a folder and put our style file inside the folder. So I create a folder CSS. I do this, and inside the folder, I created the file actually. Let me delete it. Yes, I come here and I create a folder. I call it CSS. Like this, and inside this folder I create a file and I call it style, style.css, and I do this now. I have now created a style sheet that will now, so our styling will not take place. You remember for our inline styling, we did our inline style inside the form. For our internal styling, we did it in the doc type, where we have the head information that is after the title. But now for our external styling, we are doing it in a style sheet. So now we have to now go and link our style sheet to it. So for us to link our style sheet, we come here inside the head here where we did our styling before. You do this and you now say call the attribute link, 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 and you now say rel, which is you now say rel style sheet. STYL is style, SHEET sheet. Then you now come here and you now say type. You do this and you do this. Type inside the type. You say text, text slash slash CSS. Then you now call the linking href, which is used for linking, and you now do this. You now call, now since we are inside the post and we are going outside the post, you use a period, which is this, and a slash, and you call your CSS file. Then you now call your style.css. Right now we have linked our file. So now we come to where we want to now begin to style. And we want to style from our field set. So from our field set, we'll come here now and give it an ID. Remember, we talked about ID selector. We have the ID selector, the class selector, the parent selector, so many selectors. So we give it an ID selector. So we'll give it an ID like this, and we'll give it demo one more time. The last one too was demo, and we'll now say save. So now we come to our style sheet here, and we'll now say, since it's an ID, we say we'll give it an hash. I will now say demo, and sorry, it's coming up. Demo, and now do our curly braces. I will now say a background color, BACK background color. Let's say we'll give it white, WHITE, white. Then we'll come here, we'll give it a width, WI, give it a width of maybe maybe 700. Let's give it a width of 500 px. Then you come here like this, and you give it a border radius, or border radius. Give the border radius of 10 px. Then you come here, then you give it a box shadow, box shadow of say 7 px by 7 px by 5 px by 5 px, and you now say black, BLACK, black. So now we are through with just a simple styling. We are through with our styling. So we now want to go and check if the styling that we linked from the HTML has really linked to the style sheet. But I'm still trying to save. It's taking a little bit of time to save. Now it has saved. So now let us go to our post.html. This is what we have styled. Let us go and look at it now. Now this is how it looks like. Let me now press this now. Now we have styled it, and this is what we are having now. Now we are having everything that we have done. We have styled our contact form. You can see the contact form. You enter your full name, your email address, your phone number, and every other thing that we need to enter here. Now our address box. Now we have also entered our address box and everything. So now let us come here now. Sorry, we are almost through. So we come to the text, the message box, the text area. I am looking for something. I did not, sorry, I could see that I did not put the rows, and I say ROWS rows like this, and I do this. Let's say I say 10 px, 10 px, and the columns I say COLS columns, and I do this. I put maybe I say 50 px, because and I say save, because when I came here I could see that the text box was not what I wanted it to be. So I do this. It should now grow in size a little bit, should expand in size a little bit. It's trying to still, you can see that it's still loading. It's still loading. Let us go and see why it has not. Then I also noticed something here. After the label here, I'm supposed to put here. I'm supposed to put here BR like this, and another BR like this, and also give here a BR like this, and another BR like this. Then now the address box, I said 50 px by 50 px. The rows is 10 px. The column is 10 px. It's supposed to. I'm coming. I do this, and I do this. So now let me save and come here. I do this. Now we can see that we are now having a perfect contact form. You can enter your address here. you can choose your schools here. If I click here, you see all the schools that we have. You can choose one of the schools. You can send your information, put your email and everything that we need to put. Now this is a simple contact form, and we use HTML and CSS, and the CSS styling we use was what called the external styling. We created an external file, an external CSS folder, and we now called it a CSS style inside of it. That was what we did. Now this is what we did. We have the first one we did was inland styling. The second one we did was internal styling, and this is the final for the series, which is the external styling. We're using designing a contact form and styling with the external styling method. So thank you very much for listening to the training, and I will encourage you and appeal to you to just go down and click the subscribe button, so that, and also click the notification button, so that as we begin to upload videos, you will get them. We are trying to get to make coding as easy as possible. If there's any question you want to ask, you can also send me your questions on the comment box down, and we'll be able to answer your question. Thank you very, very, very much. Thank you.